Hi everyone, this is Asim from Giviki and Give Asia. Today we have with us co Seng Choon, who's the founder of Dignity Kitchen. Hi Seng Choon. Let's start Seng Choon
Hi, good morning.
by getting a little bit of your story of how did you start Dignity Kitchen and what were you doing before that?
Okay, before that, I actually am a management consultant. I take company in China to develop in India, India to develop in China. And I did it for what, 20, 30 years? I work for, it's just basically a very unique service, right? I do. So later on, I started Project Dignity. It's basically, the idea is very simple. I want to take people with different disability, physically disabled, that means a loss of a limb or wheelchair bound, mentally disabled, schizophrenic, bipolar, socially disabled, the poor, prisoners, mostly abuse cases, husband beat wife. I also got wife beat husband, right? And the last type is intellectual, IQ 70 below, which is what we specialize in. So what we do is we take them in and we train them for 6 to 8 weeks. Now, so it's based on 4 basic principles. First, I must skill them. Cooking is a skill. So you learn how to do food preparation, cooking, and also service support, right? How to collect money and so forth. After we skill them, we give them gainful employment. So we create jobs. So we find jobs for them in the kitchen, chopping vegetable and so forth. Because the skill we develop is generic to every food industry. The third thing we do after that is integrate back to society. And to do that, we actually create a food court or a food center, like, and then what we do is that we have different store, and then each store is manned by a person with disability making a singular dish. And then from how they collect, they make food, they prepare the food, they sell chicken rice, they do everything, right? And the 4 basic principle is very important, is inclusion, getting society to accept them. And to do that, we create a lot of events, a lot of social integrate. You see, CSR is very big in many companies now. So what we do is we try to engage people to come, like for example, hawker for the day. I get your company coming in, you go to different stores and all that. And that actually help the company to understand the challenges. And we got cook, bake and serve. We got lunch treat with elderly. Now the lunch treat elderly, other than that, we actually have our own social event. For example, lunch treat for the elderly. Every day we go around Singapore, we go to the nursing home, the activity center for elderly. We take a bus, bring them out for city tour and come for lunch at Dignity Kitchen free of charge. Then we get volunteers like yourself to come and sing for them, entertain them. Why? A lot of people go nursing home to do something, paint their house, whatever it is. Let me explain to you. What the elderly really want is somebody to talk to. And what they really want is to go out. Can you imagine you're stuck in a nursing home every day? So as of today, we in Singapore, we train over 1,200 disabled, all got job. In terms of nursing, elderly from nursing home, we did over 100,000. That means we actually started about 10, 11 years ago. So every year we average 8 to 10,000. I tell you, nobody in anywhere would bring elderly out every single day. A, B, C, D. A can walk, B with crutches, C on wheelchair, and B bedridden. We bring them out. So from there we expanded this. Okay, and it's quite challenging because you're not dealing with one disability. You're dealing different disability. Then we started Hong Kong because the demand, we got Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, everybody, even India, they have asked us to set Dignity Kitchen. You see, Dignity Kitchen is quite unique. It's a solution to poverty, mental cases, elderly, all in one platform. So Hong Kong was started about a year ago, but it was very challenging. When we first started operating was June last year, which is the start of the Hong Kong riot. So we experienced a lot of demonstration and all that kind of thing. Student cannot come to work, trainee cannot come to work because MTR was shut down, tear gas. There was one particular night was quite sad, is that both of us cried. We were staying nearby in a place just parallel to Nathan Toh, which is always we are actually on Shanghai Street. And that is the place where it's parallel to Nathan Toh. And that the Nathan Toh is the place where they got riot. So one night we just cried. You know why? You know, when the police fire tear gas, the tear gas don't go away. It floats. And when you on your aircon, it sucks in. And that night, so we actually went through a lot. So October, we start bringing the people in, and then we actually train them. We have a lot of problem. Then coronavirus start. So coronavirus don't just impact Singapore, it also impact Hong Kong. So in one shot, in 1 month, the entire revenue come down. Okay, let me explain to you. Dignity Kitchen is $1 million business now, and it has survived very well. It has not lost money in the last few years, right? Okay, we don't make a lot of money. You know why? In my memorandum, I actually written down whatever money I make will go back to them. So for example, when we take a person, a trainee coming in, we pay them. We pay them in Singapore $4.50. In Hong Kong, we pay them Hong Kong dollar $37.50. Why? You must understand, money is a very good motivator, right? So when they come, you help them. If you study Maslow hierarchy of needs, you realize subsistence is the most important. So we pay them the money to motivate them to come, right? So every person we make in Singapore, one day is $27 Singapore dollars. One person we train is $4,000 to $6,000. So all the money goes back to training them. The second thing is every elderly we bring in costs money. The bus, the coach, the coordination, who's paying for that? So what we did is money we raised, we pay for everything to bring them out. So average is about 40% a day. So if you ask me, we have 5 revenue. Okay, this is for your people who wants to go into business. Never depend on one revenue. Okay, so we got sales of food. You come to my food center, you eat my food, I survive. We got food delivery. We got rental of space. You want a party, you can come to my place. We got event, we got training, and we got 5 to 6 revenue that actually kept me going all the while. And that is the reason why during the crisis, the whole revenue dropped from what was basically $2,000 to $3,000 a month becomes zero, right? So, and not just Singapore, Hong Kong as well. So basically, I go back to basic, right? So in Singapore, at that very moment, we actually do delivery. We actually deliver to nursing home for many years because it's not a big nursing home. They got their own kitchen. It's a small, medium one, which 20 bed, 30 bed nursing home. We actually cook for them. Every day we deliver. And during this crisis, because we are serving the nursing home, we become what they call an essential service for the government. So we carry on doing it. And what happened? More and more people come. Okay, so because other homes also struggle, right? So at this very moment, we survive on delivery, food delivery. In Singapore, it's same as Hong Kong. Hong Kong, because of the lockdown, but Hong Kong is slightly better. They opened up recently. So because of the lockdown in Singapore, we do delivery. So now we're delivering, as of today, we deliver about 11 nursing home, right? Some of these nursing homes are private. They are not so rich and they don't have a lot of money. So we don't charge a lot. The second, we're also delivering to 5 hospitals, right? We serve them food, especially we serve them very unique group. The hospital ambulance support and all those stuff. And we are actually also serving just released prisoners. You see, prisoners released, right? Every day there are hundreds and hundreds. So we pack food for them. And most recently, we started another one soon. Recently, we actually serve elderly this packet of meal. You see, Singapore recently shut down the home business. So a lot of these people are struggling because in one shot, they can't sell anything in Ramadan. So we pack whatever we can, pack $50 packet, and we give it to them to survive for these 2 weeks, 3 weeks, hopefully. And the last one is dormitory workers. I think you read about the dormitory workers in Singapore. Okay, by the way, I know India very well. We provide them food and things. But if you understand Indians, they're very simple. They like to snack, right? What happened between lunch and dinner? They need to snack. So what we did is we prepare every week now. We prepare 500 muffin to give to them, extra sweet. You must understand Indian like sweet stuff, so we extra sweet. And we also we actually purchased 100 kilogram of peanuts with shell. Because India like to peel cleaner. So yeah, we prepare 100 peel and we send to them. Hong Kong, the same thing. Hong Kong, we are serving 100 packet of meal to homeless people and some people. We actually prepare another 30, 40 packet for the cleaners, the people who street cleaners, and the people who sell cardboard boxes, and the homeless kids. We prepare about 400 packet a day in Hong Kong. In Singapore, we average about 600 a day meals. So how do I get to know, come back to Give Asia? Okay, Nassim, I know you for many years, but we actually never really chat. I just crossed my mind that rather than do this, why don't we approach company? You see, in every crisis, there's opportunity. So in this one, we realize there are a lot of corporate who wants to do good, like what we do in Dignity Kitchen. We are a lot of corporate, but now they can't come out. So we need a platform to get them to hear it. And that's why I thought of you guys, right? So we started with Deutsche Bank, the first one. Deutsche Bank was very nice. Now we are doing Aeon and BHP, and the third one is Genesis. So we corporate. Okay, we are not asking for a lot of money. What we are looking for is people to support us. Recently, my staff asked them, boss, what is our motto? Right, to work in Project Dignity. 3 words. First of all, to educate. So our job is try to educate as many people as possible. There is another side of the society that always need help. The second motto we have is very simple, to engage. So we go out and engage corporate, NGOs, everything, right? So third thing is very important for us is to inspire. So my people are going out to inspire others to take the next step and do something for it. So basically, am I making money? The answer is no. Am I losing lots of money? Not a lot, at least now, because the government give us subsidized salary. That actually cover us a bit, right? At least I'm not struggling per se, But I can't stop. If I stop today, hundreds of people, nurse, elderly, will not be able to job. In Hong Kong, the same thing. Hong Kong is slightly better now. They open up recently, so at least I can hopefully I can start generating fund. In Singapore, I employ 70 people, of which 58 of them are challenged. In Hong Kong, I have 49, of which 38 are challenged. So in total, I have 112 people working for me now, and I guess Project Dignity support these people because the likelihood of them getting job is very difficult, right? So they basically, in a nutshell, that's where we are now, right? So Project Dignity in Singapore, there's Dignity Kitchen and there's Dignity Mama. That was started for a very special reason. If you are a mother, which is happened to be Mother's Day tomorrow, mother when they give birth to a child who is challenged, there's a lot of pressure on her. By the way, this applies everywhere, in India, Malaysia, and Singapore. So the mother has a lot of stress, but the people always focus on the child, right? What the benefit for the wrong, you should focus on the caregiver. So about 8 years ago, I put a mother and child together. I opened a second-hand bookshop at 4 Kutik Puat, NUH, in Tian Fong, Sengkang. The next one coming out, Woodland. So that mother and child can come together and sell second-hand books. Why second-hand book? It's free. I get everybody give me book. And I started selling flowers, didn't work. I started clothes, also didn't work. Because, you see, what is it so easy that people will buy straight away? So a book is a book. Harry Potter is Harry Potter. You either buy or don't buy. That's it. And what business do you know of that the cost is free? So I collect a lot of books and I sell. That place support about 28 mother disabled child now, right? So currently, it is tough. It is very, very tough. I've never in Dignity Kitchen, Project Dignity, or even working life, experienced a place where the complete shutdown, A lot of them are struggling. Like for my people, especially the special needs child, you must understand to have, like for yourself to be locked up in 14 days or 3 months, it's really very tough. To have lockdown for special needs is even tougher. So what we do now, in terms of what we do e-learning, right? So like what I explained to you now, to survive this crisis, we actually do delivery. We lost our income from training people. So as of yesterday, we started e-learning. We started with our special needs, our people with special needs. We Zoom them and we got them to do certain things. And by doing that, we create that, keep them busy, right? We are now in Hong Kong doing cooking class to engage the people with disability at home to do something. So we haven't stopped in terms of the social good we are doing. And a lot has to do with innovation. How to innovate for this? So we started our e-learning. We actually do a focus on delivery, right? Then we have other initiative that we are doing now to engage this our special needs. I start from the focus on my own people first, right? And then we are going to expand it out to others. So my message to those who are at home is actually stay safe, stay strong. You know, I think sooner or later this thing will go over. Hopefully sooner than later, and then we'll be hopefully back to normal. But the new norm will be slightly different. Okay, yeah.
Seng Choon, thanks for sharing. It's a really inspiring story. What I really love about Dignity Kitchen is how you focus on livelihood. And it's the old saying that you can give someone a fish, but if you teach them how to fish, uh, you're helping them for life in some sense.
That's right. That's right.
I want to hear some story. Do you have any story that you can share with us of someone's life who was transformed through the work that you do at Dignity Kitchen?
There are 1,000 stories in Singapore alone. We have, as of today, we played thousands of them. A lot of them actually, we actually did a study of how many actually successfully done. Okay, why we did it was after we finished their training, we placed them with jobs. So they go to like central kitchen, they go to small cafe. Most of the big company like fast food, they don't employ us because a lot of them got time based. You know how long it take to fry the jet. So my people can't do that. So we go to those small setup and they do simple tasks. So if you statistically shown, 1 year we take actually 20 people from 2 cohort over 2 years, and we check how many actually stay with the job. And we are quite blessed that over 50 to 60% are still on a job after 1 year. Okay, placement is 100% placement. But the problem with placement is we don't get it right first time. Maybe second time, either the employer don't like it, employer don't like it, and all that. So eventually, we actually get them job. They can stay, but over 50% to 60% are still on the same job. Why? They need to work. And if that environment suit them, they will, yeah, I want to share you that for those corporate out there, please give, this is alternative employee for you guys. But you have to change your mindset. They don't work 8 hours for start. Actually, why we succeed, I tell the secret. They don't start at 8 hours. They start at 4 hours, 2 hours. But their job is repetitive. So they actually, you don't change your work hour. 10 to 12 means 12 to 12. Don't take 1, 2 o'clock. So slowly, that's how we build. And we actually learn from mistake along the way. So what we did is actually we trained the co-worker. We explained to the co-worker why we succeed is we spend a lot of time with, not the bosses. Bosses all want to do good. We spend time working with the co-worker. And that's why we succeeded. And okay, you may say 1 year, 80 to 100 people, 80 to 90 people is no that big deal. But don't forget, it's 80 to 90 families problems are solved by us. Because once they got job, they do very well. There are a lot of success stories. A good example is Dignity Mama. Dignity Mama comprised of mothers who are actually professional. But because of the child born with challenges, they have to stop their work. And don't forget, what we did was we bring them up. So if you look at Dignity Mama, the story, they're all there. Right. So, sorry, I got a running nose. My wife forgot to switch off the aircon yesterday. So, right. So basically, the Dignity Mama is a success story. Okay, we got failure as well. We wanted to start what we call Dignity Kitchenette, where we started a small hawker store in Singapore. We went to a school. We started with two trainees, one with water in the brain, and the other one with eczema. You know, the skin got spots. That was a. You see, we are challenging ourselves all the time. So we went to one of the top schools in Singapore. I said, why don't I rent a canteen for you, from you? And we did it. Within 1 month, we asked to close. Right. So Dignity Kitchen also have, because they told us the children are scared. So we had to close. So we have success and we have failure. We also went to a hawker center. We actually started something with a stroke. One guy would want to actually do something, and that didn't work because people think that is dirty. Your hands are there. So we have a lot of success, we have a lot of failure as well. So to get to this stage now, I think if you ask me how many success story, I can tell you it's thousands, right? And I'm quite blessed because you see, the uniqueness of why we can succeed is that we are all engineers. All my staff here, and nobody here a social worker. We are all engineers. So because it's engineering, we actually do different way of approaching to a problem. Maybe I tell you how I give you an example. Do you want me to give? Okay. Let me see if I can give you an example. Okay, this is my kit box that I have, which demonstrate all the things we have. Okay, for example, how do you do chicken rice? Right. So we decided with one hand, very hard to do chicken rice. So we created this. Okay, this is for moon cake. Moon cake? So what we do is we got a container, put it down, we put the chicken, we turn it out, we press it down, and 2 lump, right? 2 pieces, and that is what? Singapore dollars 350, right? So we have different ways of solving the problem. Let me see if I can get my spoon trick and show you. So over the years, we are very fortunate in that we have different ways of solving a problem. I need my spoon. Okay, I need a spoon. But anyway, I didn't have a spoon here, so I can't tell you the trick. But anyway, wait, let me see if I see. No, I don't have a spoon here. Okay. For example, Dev. So we realized that Dev can make coffee very well. So what we did is, actually, this is a very interesting story. We decided to take him in, but don't train him. Train the rest of the world on sign language. For example, so my boy can do the coffee, everything. My guy can do coffee, everything. But there's a communication. How do you talk to a deaf person to order your coffee? So the trick is very simple. Train the world on how to make order in sign language. So what was the problem? 3 parts. What do you want to drink? Coffee, tea, Milo. Okay, these are not actually sign language, these are gesture. Milo. You want sugar? You want milk or no milk? Milk, no milk. Third thing, you want sugar? 1, 2, 3 sugar. So coffee with milk, 2 sugar. Thick and thin. So we create the whole sign language around my people. And from there on, we proceed. We've been doing it for 10 years. Okay, this is a very interesting story. I don't know whether you know about this, Asim, is that when a person comes to the end of their life, if they're terminal illness, they can go to hospice. If they cannot, okay, in the hospice, mostly they ask is immediate death. You're going to die soon, right? But what if you don't die? So there's something called daycare and home care. So it came across one day when I went to hospice, and I met an old man. He says, "I'm waiting to die." In Hokkien, Chinese, it's called "tan si." So I said, "No way, we wait to die. How can you wait to die?" So I told him, "Why don't you come in?" So I took him in, and I trained him to make coffee and sell. He's supposed to die in 1 year. He survived 6 years. And over there, why am I telling you this is that we actually take on, Dignity Kitchen have been for 10 years. We take on very complicated case. Mental is very tough because mental is very hard to understand when they will melt down. Intellectual is my favorite. A lot of intellectual is finding the solution. So if you see my bookshop, you know there is a system, a computer system developed specially for them by IBM. Then we went on to take on hospice patient, people eczema, people all kinds. And we actually take on very, very tough case. But as we go along, we learn from there. So you don't see my business. I don't advertise. I have what, 300 people in the queue now, or which maybe you can take 5 or 6 of them. We are not taking everybody because not everybody we can help, right? So every batch we do now, I don't know, I lost count. In here, this is must be batch 50 or 60 by now. We take every batch about 6 to 8 people. That's all. Of different disability, mix them. Okay, the trick is very simple. No one has actually tried to do this. Why? Mix all the disability, different disability, different age group, different background, different language, different race. We did that. And that's why unique kitchen is very unique, right? And that we did the same thing for Hong Kong now. Different background, yeah. And that's why we very hard. The challenge for me now is to find the people who can do this, who can train them, work with them. Most people are trained to specialize in, but because we are engineers by training, it's quite straightforward. We don't look at their disability. We look at their ability like this, right? I got automated clay pot rice machine here. I got a lot of gadget, right? And that is because you approach it from an engineering perspective. Don't look at their ability. No, sorry, don't look at their disability. Look at their ability. And that's why we succeeded. So I guess I survived 10 years. Whether can I, sorry, 11, 12 years now. How long can I survive? I think we can expand. My plan now is to expand to other countries, right? So that is how replicate this model overseas and reach out to more and more people. Okay.
That's great. Seng Choon, what are the things that we can learn from people with disabilities? There must be a lot of things that we can learn from people who have, yeah.
Okay, if you say that actually all of us are disabled, it's in what form or another, right? So some could be visually, some could be mental. So we all have some form of disability, one way or the other. It's actually, don't look at the person, look at their ability, that's all. And one of the things we succeeded is very important is attitude. So when we take somebody, we're not asking you whether you can do what we want you to do. The important is, are you ready to learn and move on with your life? Right. So whenever the lesson I learned from not just it's not the disabled, the able body, the same thing. I explain to you, everybody's disabled in different form, that's all. Right. Mine's financial, that's all. I'm financially disabled. Right. But okay, I survived so long. Right. So basically, the important thing is their motivation, their attitude. And if you can find out what motivate them, what inspire them, you can help them. My purpose to hopefully to educate them and then integrate back them to society. I always tell myself, don't come and disturb me. After you go up, please don't come and see me again. And we succeeded. We have a lot more failure than success, by the way. I'm humble to tell you that because we're on learning curve every day. Even now, this crisis, we are learning a lot of things like the things we do, the things we pack, the things we are so new. We are actually quite expert in one area for elderly nursing home. We do soft food. So we actually last two years now, we've been playing with it, but now in big demand, soft food. Elderly cannot eat. So we actually developed under the Australian standard, one is solid. So you put your fork into the water, into the food, and you drip it all the way. That's 7. And if you don't go down, it's 1. So we actually work on this basis to help these people. So we actually, I guess every crisis is opportunity to innovate, right? And we did. And we innovate in the way we do things, the way we think. So what I'm trying to share with you is that, true, the time is tough, but don't forget, everybody's in the same boat. And I think it's time that you look at what you have and try to innovate new ideas. Just do it, just try it. You don't know whether it will work, right?
Absolutely. Seng Choon, so recently you've had several campaigns on Give Asia, which have been doing pretty well.
Yeah.
What would you like to say to the donors who have supported your cause?
First of all, I want to say thank you to them. Without them, I wouldn't have survived this crisis, right? I know some people may think that without your platform, I'll be honest with you, Give Asia is a very good platform. It actually helped to integrate, not just locally, but Hong Kong as well. So, I wish you every success, right? And I think you've done a fantastic job so far, reaching out to people that really need help. Some of the cases I've seen, without your platform, there's no way those people could have survived their crisis. So in a way, I think your platform is a lot better than what I'm doing now, right? So keep up the good work. I really honor keep up work. Without you guys, we would have reached so many people in that short time.
Yeah, and I would like to say the same thing. I think we are just a platform. It's actually people like yourself who are on the ground, innovating, you having that mindset of solving real problems with the people on the ground. I think that's something which is which is indispensable, and it's so special to hear your story of how you are changing lives. Last question, Seng Choon, what is a piece of advice that you might have for people right now whose livelihoods have been affected, who are thinking how to stay positive in these times?
Project Unity actually kills me in many ways. Actually, there were times where there were practically no money in the bank account. But I always keep telling myself, tomorrow is another day, right? And I always tell myself, today is a crisis. Tomorrow is another day. I will go through it one day after another. And I've been very blessed. I tend to look a step a day a day. I don't look. I do 5 6 years ahead, but I try to live one day at a time, because every day is a blessing for me. I mean, to be able to wake up and do the thing I want to do is a blessing for me, because Chinese has a proverb that says very well, 生不带来，死不带去. What that means, you come with nothing, you always go with nothing. It's what is between. And many years ago, my mommy, daddy always told me something. This is for the young people out there. 0 to 25, you learn. You get your degree, you get whatever it is, qualification. 25 to 50, right, you earn. You earn your money and you earn your reputation. I pride myself in a very good reputation. Finally, on 50 onward, you have to give back. Because as what the Chinese proverb say, you come with nothing, you go with nothing. So in many ways out there, for those who are going to crisis, I mean, live the day. Live the day. Because tomorrow is always a better day.
That's amazing. Thank you, Seng Choon. This has been really inspiring. I'm so glad we had a time to connect after many years. And we will definitely keep the conversation going. And
keep in touch. And really keep up the good work in Asia. Give Asia. All right.
Thank you so much.
Namaste.
Thank you so much.
Namaste.
Namaste. Namaste.